Welcome to today's workout. Today we have Nitro Cold Brew. If you have not tried it, highly recommend. Super smooth coffee, and especially as the weather gets warmer, always good to have a nice cold brew on hand to cool you down. So today, just like the rest of the week, we have 5 rounds and we're still with that 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of recovery. So keeping it consistent there. Looking for chair dips, some step back to knee drives on the right side, some tricep push-ups on the chair to tire those triceps out a little more. Another set of those step back knee drives, this time on the left side. We're going to work some squat thrusts in there to get that heart rate up, and a little bit of a chance to catch your breath on the last movement with some hollow holds. So we're going to get set up for that first movement. Okay, so starting out with some chair dips. So if you have a chair, you can use an ottoman, a coffee table, whatever you can use to just slide right off the edge there. So I would start sitting down on the actual element you're using, push your hands right up to the outsides of your hips, and then you can slide your butt right off the edge there. So you can see Caitlin has her feet just a little past 90 degrees in that knee bend. Those are your anchor points and stabilizing points. So we're lowering ourselves down nice and slowly, keeping your lower back close to that step as you lower that butt down towards the ground. The objective here is to let those elbows bend back and push through your palms to straighten those arms out. So that's going to effectively hit those triceps right in the back of those arms. And you saw Caitlin a little while ago, she extended her legs out a little further. The further out you extend your feet, the more challenging it's going to be. Okay, so this one here, we're using a little bit of speed. So we're working our way into a bit of a step back. So this isn't so much as a lunge as it is really just kind of hinging at the hip, keeping the weight in that right heel so that right foot is not moving. We're stepping that left leg back so that you're just lightly touching the ball of the foot, and then we're driving that knee through as we straighten that right leg. So you can see how quickly Caitlin is moving through this. To really focus on balance, which a lot of times people have a hard time with, the more you can think about keeping your right butt cheek, your right glute squeeze as tight as you can, that's going to wrap that hip up nice and tight, so that'll help improve your balance as you work your way through this movement. Either way, that right side is getting worked nice and toasty here. All right, so before we get to the left side on that knee drive, we're gonna work back to the chair. We're gonna do some tricep push-ups here. So we're up on our toes if we can. Our hands are just on the edges of that step, or the edges of that ottoman or a chair, whatever you're using. And we're keeping our elbows tight to your side. So I would set up with your hands almost a little bit inside of your shoulder width to make sure we can keep your elbows close to your side. Again, if you're able to, you can go from the toes and lower yourself down, or like Caitlin just did, you can go to the knees to take some tension off of those arms. Either way, whether you're going from the toes or the knees, we want to make sure we keep your elbows pinched into your side as you lower out of that tricep push-up position. So same as always, we want to keep your tailbone tucked and those abs tight to make sure we're keeping that core nice and rigid. All right, so now we're on that left side of that step back knee drive here. So we're bringing that left foot planted below you with that heel pushed firmly into the ground. So that's that side we're doing the work. The left side, that left glute squeeze super tight, and that right leg is reaching back to the ball of the foot. And we bring that right knee on through to add that little bit of balance element. So again, that left leg is doing the work here, and if you're finding a little bit of a challenge with your balance, again, walk that left glute in nice and tight. You want to really give it a good squeeze throughout that movement. So we're working through 45 seconds on that left side here. All right, we're gonna keep working our way into getting that heart rate up with some squat thrusts. And this is a fun variation. We're gonna start in that upright position. We're gonna plant your hands down right in front of your feet. We're gonna push the weight into our arms as we hop our feet back, quickly hop back in, and then we're gonna sit back into a bit of a tree squat pose. So we're working that quick hop out, hop in, and then set ourselves into that squat position with those arms out in front to get those quads, glutes, and hamstrings activated. If the hop back, hop in is too jarring, you can always step back and hop into that position if you need to, or you can step back, step forward, and then sit that hips back into that squat position. Either way you do, again, this is going to challenge both the heart rate and the legs. All right, last we are going to give you chances to catch your breath just a little bit here, even though it might be a little bit hard to breathe in this position. Try to focus in on keeping that chin tucked. We're getting those shoulders just off the ground. You can notice Caitlin's got her knees stacked right over her hips here, and her arms are extended, reaching up into that hollow position. So the objective here is that static hold, keeping that static tension in those abs. So depending upon how you're feeling, if you need to, you can push one heel down to the ground for a little bit of support like Caitlin did. You can always go with both feet down, and that'll take some strain off of those lower abdominals and potentially your lower back as well. So that's one way to make it a little bit easier for you. Either way, we want to keep that chin tucked underneath and keep those shoulders pulled off that ground to squeeze those abs. And so we've got 5 rounds total that we're looking for. You just finished 1, you've got 4 more to go. So be sure to post that sweaty selfie, post a comment in the comment section and let us know what you thought, and we will see you in the next workout.